Hi, happy Thursday, happy April. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. It's going to be spring for real any minute now in New York City. If you're joining from somewhere outside of New York City, I hope you're somewhere warm. um, we are diving into a whole new theme this month, which is whole core tapering and waist work. This is really the month to kind of put your head in and commitment into experiencing core strength, one three-dimensionally, meaning the whole circumference of it, but also internally and externally. More often than not, I run into moms who have, are multi-years postpartum, have, generally a good, strong fitness practice, but there's still this sort of like missing piece. That's the piece we're filling this month. Okay. So we're really going to get into a couple of things that are going to do amazing things for chronic back pain, chronic hip tightness and pain, and also kind of just joint achiness in general. And, like wonky mom knees sort of stuff where it's like, wow, my knees just feel kind of crunchy and painful, or my neck and my shoulders, like, I don't know. We're really going to get into that whole spectrum of like, what do we do in the center of our body to alleviate that sort of chronic stuff on the extremities, okay? But also to start to contemplate a version of yourself with good, strong abs. Like, what would that look like? What would that feel like? Like a really good, strong ab. And I'm not telling you to, look like Kate Moss. I'm telling you to look like you with really good, strong abs. What would that feel like? What would that, contemplate that experience? How would your life be different? And to feed into that, I have a quote, as usual. But this is one of my favorite books. It was one of the first yoga books I was ever given. It's called The Spirit of Yoga. I think I got this before I even became a yoga teacher, like a gazillion lifetimes ago. Close your eyes. Oh, we're going to need the soft foam roller and the squishy Pilates ball today. If you don't have those props, no sweat. Join us. Use a throw pillow for the ball instead. Okay? All right. Now close your eyes. Take a breath. Let's everybody take a breath. Exhale. The spirit of spring is very real, right? It's like a visceral awakening in your cells. It's not really a conscious experience. It's organic. It is a reflection of our very animal and human connection to the rhythm of the earth, to the rhythm of the seasons. The initial sense of renewal that you get from your movement practice comes from the unleashing of inner energy that has been bound and locked, the energy of your true self. Through your practice, these restrictions, these blocks, these tensions held deep within the cellular structure of your body are gradually released. This unleashed dormant energy bubbles and flows like sap, bringing new growth, tender young buds, and new blossoms of you. The unleashed dormant energy bubbles and flows like sap, bringing new growth, tender young buds, and new blossoms of you. That sort of level of newness can also be very unsteadying. Okay? There's a spaciousness to it. It's like, wow, this is unfamiliar. What do I do here? And, as moms, constantly thinking ahead. The little ones, their needs, everybody's needs around you. How do you think ahead and plan and protect, engage, right, and structure? It's like a space of newness that doesn't yet have structure in it. Can feel a little frightening. Right? So you carve out these spaces that are so held and safe and protected. And let's explore what's new together. Here we go. Come on down to your roller, old school. Okay, you're gonna take the ball to your side for now. You're gonna bring that roller on out and we're gonna lie down on it. I just had to adjust there for a second. So tailbone on the end of the roller, feet out in front of you, hands back behind you, lower on down to your spine. and find your space. So today we are going to work very specifically on your transverse abdominals, okay? We're going to throw it back. Again, doesn't mean it's going to be easy. It means it's going to be deep. You're going to feel how, as we isolate the transverse abdominals, I'm rocking myself side to side. This feels really good, right? As we isolate your transverse abdominals and as we really ask for them to work progressively over these 30 minutes together, they're going to say things to you and you're going to feel things. They're a muscle group that needs repetition, like a lot of it. A lot of cultivation, which before we had babies, genuinely didn't have to think about, right? But the gift of having had babies is that we get to think about them, because no matter what, I'm going to shrug my shoulders around and start to open up my shoulder blades. You get into your 40s and 50s, your transverse abdominals start to change and they get really weak. They start to sag, they start to give way. They need your loving, cultivating attention. They need to be talked to and strengthened genuinely for the rest of your life. So what we're going to do today is part of my weekly practice for myself. This is my workout I'm sharing with you. Okay. Pause there. Arms all the way up overhead. Let it lift your ribs a little. So the other side of like, oh my God, I've got to use my core is we get really tight and restricted in there. Like we're like, and then stress makes us do that anyway. Let your ribs lift. Give yourself some room to breathe and be. Feel unsteady and unstable here. Right? It's the practice for like being out in the world. I'm feeling a little unsteady and a little unstable and being okay with it. Come back down as you exhale. One more time, all the way up. Feel your shoulder blades. Really let your mind-body connection between your back body and your front body start to be ignited and cultivated. One more, all the way up, all the way down. One more time, rocking a little side to side. The reason we're starting on the roller is when it feels great, right? It's a really good anchor, but it's also about opening up where your transverse abdominals originate, okay? So they attach all along what we're doing right now, and they wrap around you and come together. So the kind of this new piece of your transverse abdominals that we're going to talk to today is the idea of the corset, that it's not just about that zipping and that feeling in the front, but do you actually feel it come all the way around you and brace you, okay? So we are going to start with the front, but we're layering it up. So hands down to your low belly, pubic bone, inner hip bones. I'm feeling all of those muscles there. I'm also feeling that my groin is nice and soft. I'm feeling that my pubic bone is dropped. My tailbone is against the roller. I'm not stuck in some sort of funny tucked under position like this, okay? Put your breath all the way down into your hands. Relax your shoulders and chest and exhale. Just feel that when you breathe, you can start to feel that piece of silk connection right in there, okay? And if you don't, and you haven't been able to really access this, week 1, phase 1, transverse abdominals, go hit it this week, okay? Here we go, keep going. Big breath in, exhaling. You can start to feel like, okay, got that little zipping. So there's 2 points, side to side, top to bottom. Big breath, pubic bone to belly button. Do you feel a little lift? Like, ooh, I'm trying to put on those tight pair of pants. Do I feel anything? And then feel it. Can you hold on to it? Those are your transverse abdominals. Nothing else is gripping. I'm not gripping my groin, not the inner obliques, nothing down here, right? I'm really isolating right down here. Then we're going to go up just a little bit further, up into the ribs. So you're still going to feel that lift, but we're going to feel it come together here too. Shoulders down, elbows down, big breath in. Start down low, zip up the pants, and then add just a little press in and down of the ribs. To feel how the top abs and the low abs come together and form a cohesive system. One more, big breath in. Your transverse abdominals organize all of the external abdominal muscles, your six pack, your inner obliques, your outer obliques, and your QL, these back muscles back here. They form the base and foundation for all those muscles to turn on and be in their own rightful lanes of alignment and do their job, okay? So let's try it. One more, big breath in. Exhale, transverse abdominals, zipping the tight pair of pants, bringing the ribs down. Feel at your belly button. Do you have a little love going on right there? Like, see if you can make a muscle, touch it. It helps your brain find it. Good. Once you feel like, all right, I've got a little something, keep your hand on your belly button, other hand behind your head. You're barely gonna come off the roller. You're gonna squeeze your abs and give it a little crunch, little crunch, little crunch, little crunch. Activating your six pack over the transverse abdominal brace. Your job is to feel, is there a point when you lose your contraction? And you're gonna stop and reset. We have 10 more. 1, my head is heavy in my hands. I'm barely lifting my upper back off the roller. 6, 7, 8, 9, you're down. Good job. Rock a little side to side. Straighten your right leg, roll it off. You're gonna take the roller out. Go ahead and get your neck after that. Since we are here and loving on the roller, head from side to side. Just unroll it. It feels so, so good. Oh yes. Looking to the right, nodding up and down, center and left. Breathe, because your breath is what moves your transverse back through. Good. And then from there, go ahead and take the roller out. You're gonna let it go. Grab your ball, bring it on in. Ball behind your low back, right up underneath your sacrum. So here, if you don't have a ball, just grab a towel or a throw pillow or something and you can stick it in here and like prop your pelvis up a little bit. So same energy, I'm gonna drop my pubic bone. Take a nice big breath in. Pelvic corridor, so a little vaginal wall, little lift from the pubic bone, little lift up through the belly button, and I'm feeling, all right, I just turned it all on. It's holding. Now we're moving the legs against that brace. Big breath in, use your hands. Feel with your palms what you're doing with your mind-body connection. Squeeze underneath your fingers, lift your right leg. Squeeze underneath your fingers, lift your left leg. Remember last month we did all this right-left integration work? Squeeze, lift. We're just alternating leg lifts. But I'm feeling more than just the center belly, I'm feeling the whole side of my body. Like it goes all the way up to my left pec, all the way up to my right pec. I have a trunk that is an integrated system of strength and stability, but also ease. I'm not gripping or gritting anything here. But after a handful of these, I'm starting to feel it. You're starting to feel like, wow, okay, whew, it's kind of sneaking up on you. That's what happens with your transverse. They sneak up on you and all of a sudden you're like, holy bejesus. One more set. I'm at the holy bejesus point. Left leg, pause, both knees up. Relax. Bring your knees together, engage your butt. Just a little, give it a little squeeze. Squeeze the inner thighs, feet are relaxed. Your ankles are not gonna do the job. That's what creates knee pain. Relax, okay? That's part of what creates knee pain. Relax the feet. You're gonna squeeze the inner thighs, you're gonna feel the legs, inner and outer thighs connect to each other. Hands to that low belly point. Shoulders are spread out, like I just ironed your shoulder blades. They are against the ground. Big breath, core. Find your pelvic corridor, feel it. Do you have it? 2 legs. You're bracing. Now, pull in. It's not from out here. It's from right here. It's from right here. There's a plank pose going on. My butt is helping because the butt and the core love each other and they help each other. Whew. You probably could not talk right now. That's perfect. Right here. You're feeling. Did you lose it? Stop and reset. I'm gonna reset. Big breath. If doing double legs is like not your bag, you can't hold on, you're doing single leg taps like this, okay? We have 10 more together. Everybody take a breath, reset. Here we go. 1, feel that deep strength. Close your eyes. 2, keep one hand at least on your stomach. 3, 4, put one fingertip at your belly button and ask for it to squeeze. 6, 7. If you're feeling your low back, I want you to go in a lower range of motion, not as big. If you're still feeling your low back, go to alternating singles. Last one. Woo! Rock it a little side to side. Knees up. Really amazing. Both feet down to the ground. You're gonna lift your hips, take your time, like give your low back a second to adjust. Squeeze your butt, lift your hips, take the ball out, okay? Ball is now going between your upper and inner thighs. Make sure your low back's okay. I'm gonna take a second there. Big breath in, you're gonna squeeze the ball with both legs and let that mirror what's happening in your corset. So now we're starting to get a little bit further into that wrapping sensation. What I mean by wrapping is I want you to imagine I just wrapped your waist in a sheet of saran wrap, okay? And it's not just one piece that's gonna grip and like go nuts and make the middle bulge. I want you to feel like I genuinely, or you could just take your shirt and go tighten it around you. You feel it come all the way around. This is how we taper the waist, okay? So big breath in, you're gonna squeeze the ball. Let the ball and your waist mirror each other. Shoulders are ironed out. I'm tapering. Breathe in, release, exhale. We're doing 5 of these. Blow out like you're blowing on a candle. If it's a little too far away and you want to blow it out. That's 3. 4. Hold on to that. Lift. Now, my knees are coming up. My feet are parallel to my knees. I'm in tabletop with my legs. You're going to squeeze again. Now you're going to hold the brace. From there, I'm going a little right and a little left. This is a tiny little range of motion. Do you see this? If you go too far, you're going to pull on your back. It's not going to feel good. I want you to do, it's waist. Tapering, little right, little left. It's like I'm going to my right butt cheek, right side of my sacrum, left side of my sacrum. Right, left, right, left. Pause. Big breath. Take the ball, put it between your ankles. You're still in tabletop. Squeeze. Feel the butt, feel the waist, let it taper. You are going to slide those knees forward a few inches and pull them back. Now, if you are starting to feel your back or it's just bony back here, I want you to throw a towel or something or a blanket. Just like grab whatever's nearby, even a t-shirt, and just get it behind your sacrum if you're feeling this is too much, okay? Big breath in. Here we go. Straight out, straight in. Notice it's not the front of my hips. I am using my legs. I am using my butt. I am definitely using my transverse abdominals. I'm bracing and pulling in. 5, 4. It's not my knees. They are just a hinge. They're a joint. Whew. Last one. And you're in. Take the ball out. Hug your knees into your chest. Go ahead and rock and roll yourself on up to sit. Really nice. You can take the feet together, knees open, ball to the side for a moment. Just go ahead and rotate, rotate, rotate. You feel a little bit of hula hoop there. Other side. Rotate, rotate, rotate. Really nice. Pausing, arms up, big breath. Take a twist to the right. Exhale, squeeze and wring it out. Can you find your transverse here? Feel that saran wrap sort of feeling. Up over to the other side. Just look for it. Chest is up. Do you feel the waist? Do you feel anything kind of like biting in? It's not the hips. It's the muscles above the hips. Yeah, and then back through center. Really nice. We are coming over on the hands and knees. So you're gonna bring your ball with you. Same relationship we were just doing. Ball between your upper and your thighs. This is the exact same shape we were just in. We are now against gravity, okay? Palms underneath the fronts of your shoulders. Knees right back a little beyond the hips, okay? Just so the hip flexors have a little room to let go. Have a moment. 3 to 5 breaths here. Let's see how it goes. Big breath in. Squeeze the ball. Feel the weight start to wrap. Now, the hard thing about flipping over to gravity is it's kind of pulling you down, right? We tend to start to feel is that we're trying so hard in the front, we forget that the back is a huge part of the equation. It's half of our muscles. It's got to lift. It's got to squeeze and engage. So start with that concept of that saran wrap brace. Big breath in. Chest is open. Shoulder blades hugging my spine. I'm going to squeeze the ball. Let's do 5. Here we go. Look down so your neck is neutral. Head is in line with your shoulders and spine. You are also hyper-oxygenating your body right now. Igniting that creative energy. Last one. Hold, hold, hold. Really nice. Take the ball. Stick it underneath your left hand. All that's gonna do is create a little instability, okay? So you can't push down and collapse. It's gonna make you lift your chest. Right leg is gonna go back. Big breath in. You've changed the shape. You've lengthened one leg. What do you feel? We're gonna start to feel that brace from right to left, and it's gonna feel a little unknown because we're so used to focusing right here and thinking don't use your back, right? Use your back. Big breath in. Use your back, use your front. Now, when I squeeze and lift my right leg, I'm gonna start to feel not just my butt cheek, but a little bit of this low back waist. That's what I'm going for. That means I have to have that zip in the front. So put your foot on the ground, pull the pubic bone to your belly button, feel that initial lift. Your leg's not gonna come up very high, it's perfect. Lift your chest, it's very whole body. Brace, squeeze, lift, 10, 2, 3, 4. You're also gonna feel the left low back, right? That's different than crushing your sacrum. 8, 9, you're out, other side, big breath. Exhale, lifting. Notice where the shoulders wanna go. P.S. the hand that's on the ball, that elbow's a little bent. It's not straight and locked up, okay? It's a little bent. Engage chest. Look back, see where your pelvis is in space. Big breath in. Exhale. Look around. Your sides are different. We found that last month, right? Once you feel it, it's like, all right, pelvic corridor, pubic bone to belly button. My back is part of it, my ribs, my waist. Point your left foot, squeeze your butt. Let your low back waist be a part of this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and you're out. Really nice. Let's take a down dog. Pedal it out. Ball is away. Just give yourself a moment. Plank pose, big breath in, roll it on out. Feel that waist. Knees down, child's pose. Drop it on back as you exhale. Really nice. And then rolling yourself on up as you breathe in. You're coming down to lie on your side. Ball underneath your rib cage. So what we're gonna start with here, it's not gonna stay here, but the ball underneath the ribs, actually it's a little bit like waist and low ribs. You can see that. It gives you a chance to really feel where the waist is with regard to this bottom shoulder. One of the hardest things of working on your side is the grip that happens all around here, right? It's like the ball just gives you a chance to lengthen your waist, find this side body relationship to gravity, and turn things on, okay? So big breath in. 3 of those. Same breaths we've been doing. There it is. Again. Hold on to that. Straighten the left leg. Now, when I lift this leg, my leg is internal. It's perfectly parallel to my body. I'm gonna start to lift my bottom waist, pinch my shoulder blades to each other, and tighten that top waist in. Lifting. Put your hand on your top waist, pinch it with your fingers, and squeeze. So we're continuing to challenge the waist 3-dimensionally, but the weight we're challenging it with is the weight of the legs. It's like walking. But what if you were walking from your core, not just your legs? That's it. Feel that tightening. Feel that tight. It's very low. Can you see how low it is? You see how my pelvis is not moving? I'm just squeezing. You're gonna get outer thigh. You're gonna get a little butt. You're definitely getting this. Good, and release. Both knees back together. Now take the ball out. Reach your arm up. Squeeze the legs together. Same thing we did in the double leg taps. Big breath in. Pinch the shoulder blades together. Now you're gonna look up into that ball, squeeze the waist, and I want you to think bottom waist is gonna lift. Shoulder blades are staying together. We're holding 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're down. Ball down underneath you, press into it, and feel that help to activate your bottom waist. Big breath. Your side body needs the middle belly. They organize each other. Again, breathe in, press. Again, press. Hold, shoulder blades together, ball goes back up to the ceiling. Squeeze your butt, squeeze your inner thighs, squeeze that bottom waist. As you squeeze the bottom waist, think about the top shoulder blade plugging down. Look up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You're down. Really nice. Other side. Flip it on over. Ball underneath your waist and your ribs. Woo. Having a moment here, just sort of feeling around into it. Get your side lying position. Shoulders, ribs, hips in one line. My knees are at about 45 degrees. I've got some softness here in the front of my pelvis. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale. Shoulder blades together. Chest is open. I'm in a plank on my side. Notice this bottom rib cage. My left rib tends to want to go, boop. Most of us do, okay? It's like kind of just one of the pieces of motherhood. Do you think about this bottom rib coming in a little bit but not pulling the shoulder with it. So sometimes just taking your hand on there really can help. Big breath in. It's like, oh, that muscle right there, right? The edge of your six pack. It can really help come in. One more. Exhale. Feeling the wrap. Go ahead and straighten your top leg. Feel that length. Make sure you're still even. You're not tilting, right? You still have something kind of anchoring you back. What I want you to notice is that this part of your waist between your ribs and your pelvis tends to want to be lost when the bones twist away from each other. This is the part of the waist that stabilizes your pelvis. It's gonna help you open up all of this like angry stuff in your hip. So big breath. Find your sacrum, find your circumference, lengthen your sacrum. Here we go, we're lifting. We're lifting. Take your hand and channel it, kind of journey around your corset. Feel what is and isn't working. And when you feel like, oh, wait, I lost something, you stop, you reset, and you hit it again. These muscles get stronger because you stop and reset. And the reason for that is that you're strengthening your brain's connection to those muscle groups by relaxing, making the brain re-access it from rest and engage it completely. That's why the transverse abdominals layer. And suddenly it's like your brain is really isolating and turning them on well, and suddenly they're getting really fatigued. 5, 4, 3, pelvis isn't moving. 2, 1, really nice. Take the ball out. Big breath. You're taking that ball up to the ceiling. Look up into it. Squeeze your inner thighs, shoulder blades together. Find your corset. Left waist up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down. Ball down. Big breath. Press. Feel the two sides of your waist talk to each other. As a circumference, not as just a right left, but you feel the wrap. Belly button in again. Ball up, big breath, squeeze, lift, look up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you're out. Really nice. You're gonna flip onto your back again. Feet are on the ground, knees are bent. I'm about hip distance apart on my thighs and my feet. Still have my parallel tracks. Now, hands to the whole waist. Big breath in, find the waist, shoulder blades ironed out. Feel the circumference. Feel like, oh, there's a little more that's saying yes, especially right in the low back waist. You kind of feel, if you pinch that, you can feel it. Tighten in. Hold on to that. Nothing else moves. My left knee is gonna open a few inches. Tighten under your hands. Call it back up from the muscles under your left fingers. Pinching it with your fingers like a little clamshell really helps your brain engage there. There's nothing wrong. I'm doing 10 on the left. Here we go. The right side is perfectly still. 3. There's nothing wrong with your inner obliques. There's nothing wrong with your psoas and your gray muscles. They are all important vital muscle groups in your body. They want to be supported by the bigger muscles all around them. We're at 8. This is excellent for SI pain, by the way, that pain right in your sacrum. Not too big, right? I only go as far as I feel like I can hold on with my muscles. I make a deeper muscle to call it back. Right side, big breath. Shoulders ironed out, right leg out. Feel, call it back. 10, 2. Notice how something seemingly rudimentary can be such a deeply satisfying core workout. 5, 6. If you're feeling your low back, stop and reset. 8. Ribs down, shoulders open. 9, 10. Beautiful. Take the ball. Last thing. It's going underneath your left heel. You're going to take a big breath in. You're going to press your left heel down as you brace. Both sides, everything coming together. Feel the corset from the ribs, brow line, all the way down to your pubic bone and inner hip bones. Push down. Feel that engage. Make the left side like zip up. Lift your right knee. 5, 4, I have my hands on my left waist. I'm making sure there's a muscle going on underneath my fingers. 4, last one. 5, pause, we're doing one more set, big breath. Push the heel down. 5, right leg's moving. 4, feel it. Use your fingers to help your muscles find their range of motion. Last 2, close your eyes, use my words. Last 1, and you're out, switch sides. Ball is underneath my right heel. You're taking a big breath in, pushing down on that heel. Feel the corset. Left side means the right side is gonna pull down and anchor. Push the heel down. 2, I don't care about the leg getting off the ground. What I care about is the abdominal contraction. If you're working like crazy and your foot gets off the ground like an inch, that's where you're working. Because remember, we're lifting weights with our abs. That weight is your leg. You're strengthening your abs progressively. Pause, reset. 5. We're doing a few extra on the left side. That's okay. The left side's always the weaker one. 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're out. Take the ball, stick it behind your sacrum one more time. Just rinse it out. It feels really good. Just like roll, 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 roll. It's like, oh, yes, please. There we go. And big sways, right? And then you're gonna take that ball out. Drop your hips and knees to the left. Take a twist. And what I want you to think about is relaxing your hips. Relax your pelvis. And then let your waist, the circumference we've been talking to, lean to the right, and then your ribs and shoulders can relax too. So the twist is right around all the soft tissue. It's in your organs. It's like sap flowing, your creative energy. Now, find your transverse. Give it a breath. Brace it. And use your waist to come out of the twist. Don't just pull from your hips or your shoulders or ribs. Shift your hips a little to the left, other side. And feel that. It's like, all right, I've got room. I'm gonna let my left arm go. Relax. Relax. Let the waist rotate. Receive. One of the harder places, right? The softness, the receptivity. The place we don't have control. The unknown of opening, possibility, renewal. Lean in. Find your transverse. Pull back up. Shift your hips. Hug your knees into your chest. Give it a little squeeze. Rock and roll yourself right up to sit. Legs straight out in front of you. Now, what I want you to feel here sitting, and it's going to be the beginning of next week, is where your posture comes from, right? And especially backs of your legs where you tend to like fight a forward bend. Relax your hips. You're holding yourself from this circumference. So relax your arms down, big breath in. Again, breathe in. Forward bend from that, the middle body. You're gonna feel your back lengthen and bow down. And roll yourself on up. Oh, good job. Have an awesome week, okay? Take this with you this week. Let it incubate on you. Let yourself like try on these concepts when you're picking up your kids, but also when like standing and doing the dishes or when you bend over to brush your teeth. Like think about, do I feel the wrap? If you're wearing your baby still, or if that's something you're doing frequently, like you're thinking, do I feel the wrap while I'm standing and walking and feeling around, this extra weight on the front of my body. Another one is just like strollers and bags. Like when you're pushing the stroller, when you're picking up the heavy bags and you've got another kid in the other hand, like when you're doing all of that awkward momming, when you think like, do I have a circumference? So that's your mindfulness homework this week. Have fun with it. Repeat this a couple of times this week. The other thing you can do is go check out my 12-day ad challenge. That's like right up in the top section as well in the new and notable section. So play around with ads. There are a couple of different videos that would really complement this one in the first couple of days of the 12-day ad challenge, but also come back and try this one again because the concepts will start to click a little bit better for you. And then next week, we're turning it up a little bit and we're starting to get into like real rotational work. Okay. So have a great week and I will see you soon.